son.
And we are going to see Karate Kid. We watched the other Karate Kids in preparation for this film. We don't know how it's going to go. Hopefully it'll go well.
I'm excited. I have absolutely a special place in my heart for the original Karate Kid and Karate Kid Part 2. An incredible sequel. It's deep and it's spiritual and it's all about fathers and sons. It's wonderful. So if you've only seen the first one, or if you've seen the remake from 2010 starring Will Smith's son, I would highly suggest you go and watch Karate Kid Part 2. So yes, we saw the original Karate Kid in theaters, and then we watched the remake. I even got in a smattering of Cobra Kai, the series, suffering through some of the worst dialogue ever written.
I got a headache.
But, you know, I'm giving kudos to the cast for doing their best, and William Zabka just cracks me up. He is just a man out of time and having to deal with computers and apps, and I just crack up. It's so great. You know what? It's comfort food. It really is, to me.
For you. For you.
That's okay. That's okay. But
from my perspective, I'm sorry if it's a little negative, but my goodness, the writing was terrible. They did all of the terrible, cheesy TV show stuff, and it's like, write better. Put in a little effort,
we
please.
don't have to write better. We've got IP.
Oh.
Marketing son.
No! We found out what san means. It's an address that's very formal and very kind and very respectful. I do not respect just running on IP! No!
Okay, fair enough. We are going to watch the heck out of this movie. Apparently this is set after the Cobra Kai series ended, and so...
Thank God it did.
We will see... Hey!
The main character of this movie has now 2 mentors, so again, we'll see how that goes as well.
Yeah. 2 branches, same tree. That's not bad, actually. It's not bad.
It's not bad. I don't really have an opinion on whether or not it's going to be good or bad so far. What do you think?
I don't know. It's technically the 3rd remake now, so... But
yeah, that's right.
The series and the shows and the movies, they have a good heart, and that's what draws me to them. Despite all the areas that need improvement, shall we say, I think that's good enough for me. So we're gonna go watch it. We're heading to the parking garage, so we will see you later. We just got out of watching Karate Kid Legends.
It was different than a lot of the Karate Kid movies, I think.
Faster pace?
I think it was made for a younger generation. That's what he said before. That makes sense. It's younger than me at this point. Like they added all of these crazy graphics in it. It reminded me of Spider-Verse or the scenes with Jinx in Arcane.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it has a lot of those like flashy drawn graphics.
Yeah.
And it was interesting.
Sony, which released this, they did Spider-Verse. Some of that animation style.
That makes sense.
We kind of dove in and didn't really know what to expect. I mean, we saw from the trailer, even watched...
we talked about that in the car.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we did.
I'll stop talking now. All right. What was a good surprise, which I will spoil because, hey, you're watching a movie review. They had a scene from Karate Kid Part 2 at the beginning of it.
Yes, they did.
Which I thought was really great.
I remember when I was editing the last video that I saw the opening to Karate Kid Part 2. And I was just, I don't know, it made me really happy. And like, it had like strong morals, you know? Like it was nice. And Miyagi was hilarious.
Yeah, there was such a depth to that movie. Like the first one was perfectly iconic. And the second one kind of built on that for a father-son mentor relationship. It had such emotional connectivity, you know, and now we're generations later. So we've had Karate Kid 1, Karate Kid Part 2, Karate Kid Part 3, when he wasn't really a kid. He was like 30, I think, when he did it. So, and then you had the next Karate Kid, the Karate Kid we don't talk about, which has the, Miyagi actually goes to the East Coast for reasons that still kind of mystifying me. But anyway, then we kind of fast forward to 2010 where we have the Karate Kid remake.
Yeah, which honestly I didn't mind. He fell asleep. We watched a little bit of that, and to be honest, as much as I know that it's just a complete rewrite of the first one, it's the same thing. It's the same lines. But they had really cool moments where they showed the culture.
Yeah.
They had the kid being a kid, like that's fun. They had moments with him kind of integrating himself into the culture, so learning about a different one.
Yeah.
And it was just really respectful. It was really nice. I also liked that they played it a little lighter, if that makes any sense. Like, the way that they introduced the problem with him needing to be a part of the competition was that he lightened it up with, now I'm gonna train you. And the kid was like, yes! It's like, that is such a kid reaction. I love it.
Yeah, I didn't know quite how to feel about having like such a jacked up, like fit 12-year-old. Like, you haven't even hit puberty yet, so I don't know. Who would have thought years later that we would have a
another
resurgence
Karate Kid.
on this one? It incorporates Mr. Han, played by Jackie Chan, who was in the remake. No mention of any of the events in that movie whatsoever. This, starts out in China.
I like that too, that they started out with a different language. That's cool.
Yeah, because, like in the original Karate Kid, they moved from New York, New Jersey, all the way to California. Mm-hmm. And then in the reboot of Karate Kid, they move from California to China. And then in this one, they move from China back to New York. So it's sort of
it all
connects together. So Lee is a young kung fu student,
yes.
And Mr. Han is his teacher. His mom.
And for context, he already knew.
Right.
He already knew karate.
He already knew kung fu.
Kung fu.
That's right.
Right.
Different disciplines.
Sorry.
Which we'll get into later.
I forgot. So
he
he already knew how to fight.
Right.
And he was needing to learn more since he came there, because there's yet another jerk to fight.
Who would have thought that New York would have bullies and jerks on a subway of all places? But anyway, he moves to New York with his mom, played by Ming-Na Wen, who was the voice of Mulan. And
I was surprised to learn that. That was cool.
Yeah, she's the best. Then he goes to school, meets a girl,
Yep.
gets bullied, you know the deal.
Yep.
We all know the story.
But this one had a bit of a twist. The girl's dad was also a fighter.
Yes.
And
but
needed
he was
training.
He was a boxer.
He was a boxer,
And I thought that was interesting, too, because the original director directed Rocky. So there's a boxing element now in Karate Kid. So, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
All right. Respect.
That's right.
And so the kid was actually able to teach someone older than him, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, there's a scene where the dad is in trouble with people who want to beat him up, and the kid actually saves his tail.
Yeah,
which is
that was
cool.
really cool.
And so the dad's like, "Can you teach me to fight?" Which is weird to ask like a 16-year-old, but I guess sure. It's a movie. Why not?
It's a movie. But it was really cool. He trained under him, and we won't give away what happens, but essentially afterward, he regrets his decision to train him. And he wants to make it up to the girl that he fell in love with and the dad by going into a tournament of his own.
So we've gone from the All Valley competition to 5 boroughs of New York competition, and we meet the requisite jerk, his dojo, which I don't know that we got a whole lot from the dojo. We just got that he was a jerk.
Yeah, we got a little bit from the trainer person guy. Here, you want me to hold it? I'll hold it.
My arm. I feel like I've just been through a fight movie.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Yeah, we got a little bit of what his trainer was like, just a bit by him like shoving him around and stuff.
Yeah.
That was about it. But I think we both wanted to know more about that side of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like they could have fleshed that out a little bit more.
Yeah.
It was sort of surface level taps. Like, it's almost like the screenwriters were like, well, you know the story. Why should we get into the details? And I'm like, I kind of want the details.
I kind of want the details.
Because the strength of the originals is centered on character.
Yeah.
It did have action, but it wasn't about that, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
But this one, I think the way that they could have improved it was just spend a bunch more time on character.
I think it definitely on the bully, too, because he was just kind of, I'm so bad, why don't you fight me? And it's like, he literally did the New York... It's like, what? Have some
Look up
personality.
Stereotype. I got an app for that. So it had a bunch of New York-ish kind of music. It had, split screen cutting, and it moved briskly.
Yes.
We're not going to linger too long on anything in this one. We personally believe that it is for a younger crowd.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing, no.
It's a good summer popcorn movie.
Yep.
We both kind of feel like maybe they should have watched the older ones more instead of trying to...
Yeah. These two guys, there should have probably been a little bit... a little bit more calm respect and focus between them. I was thinking of a scene, actually. I told you about this right after we got out, but I was thinking of a scene where instead of having this weird rivalry between them, that they would be fighting each other to show their moves to each other.
Yeah.
And then the kid would be watching, and they would realize that he was watching, and they'd stop, and he would go, I'm learning more from just watching you two.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been a really cool scene. It didn't happen in the movie. This is all in my head.
That's right.
But I would have liked to see more skillmanship
Yeah.
shown between them and respect shown between them.
They kind of played it for laughs, like a jokey rivalry.
Yeah.
It wasn't that funny. It was cute because we both know them, but it still felt like that could have been more of a collaboration instead of just sort of a mishmash. It was like the screenwriter mixtape. It's like, well, we've got the elements together. Here you go. And it's like, no, there's an emotional connectivity that wasn't there. And they really shoehorned in Ralph Macchio's character. Like, it didn't feel organic to the story. Mr. Han, played by Jackie Chan, he said he was going to go see his friend. And I thought that meant Daniel. But he was like, he's going to go see Miyagi because he knew him, which is fine. But I think it would have been better if he knew Danny.
Daniel. Yeah.
Yeah, because it really seemed like it was shoehorned in. But that's okay. We still love Daniel. And so he did pour into this kid, and so did Jackie Chan. I think the other thing that we would have changed is, we all kind of know how these movies end, right? So it's not a spoiler that there's a fight, the bad guy, challenges him, and gosh, I wonder if our hero's going to win. We thought that shouldn't have been the end of it.
Yeah. There was some trouble that the girl's family was in that would have made for a better story afterward if they addressed that.
It would have been some emotional connectivity because sure, he won the championship and then won the prize, which helped in a plot point we're not revealing.
Yes.
But I think them defending that family would have had some emotional stakes to it that would have grounded it a lot more.
Yeah, and I would have liked if the bully bad guy would have turned around and joined that. That would have been really cool.
Yeah.
Like them fighting alongside each other to defend the family.
Like if the bad guys were threatening him and he realized that the influence he was under
was bad.
It wasn't just bad for his character, it was personally dangerous for him,
And then do you want to know what would have been so cool? I just thought of this just now.
All right.
Is if because of this, because they're my arm's getting tired too. Oh.
And off.
Is that the bad kid who would have turned good and joined him would have realized how good the main character was for the girl, and he would have stepped back.
All right. So he would give respect. I like that.
That would have been cool.
The guy's strong, he's fast, but he was a cardboard cutout villain. And he could have had more depth, and that would have humanized him more. Yeah.
The only thing that they showed was that he took his hand to help him up. That was the most respect.
You're a worthy competitor, and that's it. We're done. Whereas in the earlier movies, it felt like that respect was earned and actually felt by the opposition.
Yeah, and you showed me a scene from Cobra Kai, as much as I don't like that show, where two characters were influenced to just fight it out, get it out of their system. And afterwards, they did have respect for each other. And that worked. That actually worked. That was a plot point in the show I will give. It's good. It's fine.
Yes.
Whatever.
I will win her over. She will watch all 6 seasons. Or not.
But that was a good moment. We liked what this movie could have been, I think. It had good elements in it.
Yeah.
I think it should have just been emphasizing that more emotionally.
It really felt like it kind of breezed over a lot of stuff. I think that emotional depth could have really made it more powerful and more lasting.
Yeah.
Right now, it just sort of feels like this movie is a fan of Karate Kid and isn't actually Karate Kid. Can a movie cosplay as itself? So you'll have fun with the family and you'll enjoy it. But if you really want to go for character development and you really want to go for something stronger, definitely go back to the originals because there's nothing like them. This one kind of is riding on the fumes of those things. It has been 40 years. I get it. The strength of those movies was that it dealt with a lot of vulnerability. And this one touched on it, which I appreciated, but it didn't go that deep.
Go the distance.
That's right. You need
go
to
the distance.
So that would be our recommendation. We hope that you enjoyed our review, our field day out. And now we need to bow. Always in
the eye.
That's right. All right, so if you like our video and want to see more, please
like,
share, share.
and subscribe. We would like to hear your thoughts on this movie. Also, the original movie.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, was it good?
Yes. And I have a special affinity for Karate Kid Part 2. Just go see it.
Go see it. Oh, also one thing. We keep on forgetting. We have a Patreon.
Oh, that's right.
We actually have one.
With exclusive content that you can find nowhere else. If you want to support our efforts here and the creative endeavors that we have.
I think that's going to be our next video, actually.
That's right.
That we're going to talk about the film that we want to make.
That's right. We got an update on that, so stay tuned for that. Goodbye. That's it. Later.